The ACLJ has a case in front of the courts right now. This is an important case. It goes to what's on our last video. There's a federal judge agrees Obamacare is unconstitutional. And yes, according to the Supreme Court, it was only deemed constitutional because it was a tax. It was considered a tax. Well, it's no longer considered a tax, so there goes its constitutionality. Well, if you actually consider, not only is it unconstitutional for that reason, it is being used to lock citizens up. It's being used to shut up successful individuals. It is being used to put high-functioning individuals in group homes or in hospitals where people who don't like their stance want to put them away so they will never speak again. It is literally turning our medical system into a prison for abusers, bullies, and gangs. This is a very unconstitutional. This is a very unconstitutional law. And unlike Obama said, if you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your insurance, you can keep your insurance. Well, some of us, we like our doctors, but we don't keep them because gangs and bullies run them off. They're looking to cover up and make the lie that they once had going. These criminals use Obamacare to lock up hard-working, honest individuals, and then they follow them into work so that they can disrupt their work and make them look bad. These criminals are using Obamacare to hurt people, and a federal judge does agree that Obamacare is unconstitutional. If you take the tax out of it and realize that it's not a tax according to the courts now, well, that immediately makes it unconstitutional because you're being forced to get something that you do or do not want. Never before in this country has choice been taken away. Jay Sekulow and Jordan Sekulow of the ACLU are involved in this case. It is a case that must be dealt with because Congress has refused to handle this. Congress has refused to do anything about the tens of thousands who died in group homes. High-functioning individuals with this one word called disabled. Oh, they were high-functioning individuals. They were doing good. They made money. But their families no longer wanted them because they were the type who thought disabled people weren't allowed. We still have that in this country, America. We still have sickos who think if you're disabled, you just got to sit back and fry, no longer live. Not according to our country. We have the right to life. We have the right to live. We have the right to exist. We have the right to liberty. And a lot of these criminals like sticking people in cities more akin to FEMA camps where they can't get anywhere. They can't do nothing. Every time they begin to, they're robbed. Every time they begin to, the gangs rip them off. Banks even take their money. People in the banks. That's a First Amendment violation. Constitution, the right to life and liberty. If you're being robbed blind and police refuse to do a single thing, even though they're getting our tax money to do it, that's a violation of the First Amendment. Further on the First Amendment, incurring to repealing Obamacare, or a judge knocking it out altogether, Yes, the right to liberty and the right to pursue happiness. Yet Obamacare is used regularly to shut up and shut down those who dare speak truth, those who dare go against bullies, gangs, and abusive families. This is a very unconstitutional, right down to the very First Amendment just outlined. Jay Sekulow, Jordan Sekulow, if you pick up on this, please add this to your case. Add the First Amendment and the violations being done under Obamacare. And add the Fourth Amendment, because the same people who are being used and manipulated through Obamacare also are observed in their apartment, out of their homes, in their homes, out of their homes, everywhere. That is a Fourth Amendment violation, guaranteed against the invasion of privacy. And if they are watching us in our homes, hey, it's a federal crime, and it's an invasion of privacy under the Fourth Amendment. So, Jay Sekulow of the ACLJ, this is a case I think you should, while you're pursuing this, add the First and Fourth Amendment to it. And I'm sure you could think of many more. Because let's see, Eighth Amendment, guarantee against cruel and unusual punishment. Well, what else is going on in these cases of high-functioning individuals being forced into group homes because they dare be successful while disabled? They are being cruelly punished and unusually punished for the crime of being successful. I believe if you add this, the federal judge would easily shut it down. To all my viewers out there, how many of you know someone? How many of you know of a person or people who are successful? They're hardworking, but every time they turn around, abusive types and gang types run them off and try and run them into a situation that they're not interested in. Try and force them into a corner where they choose a situation that they refuse to choose, otherwise known as coercion. Sorry. Apparently, got a little English to work on there. Sorry about that. Yes, but that's known as coercing someone into doing something that they know is not right. Even taking their money to see if they can trip them into a bad situation. Trip, T-R-I-P. How many of you know of situations like this? How many of you know of people, friends of yours, who can't get nowhere because of just such sickening? And this network has heard people flat out say to our faces, disabled people are not allowed to work. They're not allowed to make money. They're not allowed to work. That's still going on in this country. There are producers for fake news that won't be named. I'll just tell you it's not in Atlanta. There are people who actually believe, producers for fake news, that tend to believe disabled people aren't allowed to work. They'll say to your face that they're just slaves of fake news. They've said that to our faces before. And again, this is on Obamacare. Well, while the ACLJ is trying to knock down Obamacare, look at the different ways that this has been manipulated to do just that sort of thing. This is a sickening use of what was supposed to be a way to keep good health care, and it has not done it. So, please go over to the ACLJ Twitter account or go to aclj.org, and if it's not there, it's at aclj.com. They've got a petition trying to get enough votes to easily show how bad Obamacare is, and as there's already one federal judge agreed it's unconstitutional, please go over there and sign your name to that petition. Thank you. Thank you.